Some animals survive by hiding or outsmarting their opponents. Like Frank the boar over here, although he's not really doing a great job and is about to get a crash course in how the food chain actually works. But these five, they survive by not giving a single goddamn shit about anyone or anything. They simply act and hope for the best. Today, we're looking at the 5 most batshit crazy creatures that Mother Earth has to offer. Anyways, we'll start this list off with the mongoose, which is known for a lot more than vanquishing flipping conscious noodles. Now, before we continue, these videos actually take a lot of time and effort to make, so it would mean the world to me if you could leave a like on the video, as well as maybe commenting your thoughts down below at the end. It truly does help out a lot with the algorithm. Anyways, thanks in advance. When you think about the mongoose, you might just think about its Indian subspecies, best known for toying with insanely deadly cobras using its ultra-quick reflexes, rivaling that of cats even, which is necessary as they aren't really immune to their venom, just very resistant. But there are actually over 30 species of mongoose spread across Africa, Southern Asia, and parts of the Middle East, and almost all of them have that same unhinged attitude. Now, the point I want to make here is that in Africa, these demons single-handedly go up against giant lions, showing bravery that is reminiscent of the honeybadgers. Keep in mind that these lions are more than 95 times as large. They are truly underrated creatures when we talk about animals that are fearless. But that's nothing but a warm-up compared to this next unholy creature, namely the chaos-fueled American badger. I can barely put into words how much of a menace this animal is. It's pretty much just an American honey badger. This thing is built like a tank. They are truly fearless. They easily scare off cougars and even straight up steal food from giant bears. Even the bear seems to be confused about its place in the food chain here. I even found a clip from a really old documentary where we see one single American badger fending off not just one, but 2 wolverines at the same time. And they even eventually had to give up, as it showed far too much crackhead energy for them to handle. Just like the honey badger, it throws hands with pretty much anything that looks at it funny. And thanks to their loose skin, even if a predator grabs them, they can twist around and keep fighting. Again, just like the honey badger. But other than its crackhead energy, they also enjoy digging holes, which is what most of their time is spent doing. Its massive claws aren't just for show. They can dig through compact soil with terrifying speed. Even ground squirrels stand little chance against these in a straight-up digging contest. Now, the next creature on my list is basically a small bear with zero regard for anything breathing, the Wolverine. Native to the coldest, harshest regions of the Northern Hemisphere, this unholy creature is built for survival in absolute purgatory. It has a bite force strong enough to crack frozen bones and thick fur that laughs at blizzards. Despite being the size of a cocker spaniel, wolverines regularly steal kills from larger predators, drive off black bears, and have even been seen standing their ground against packs of wolves. Their muscles are dense, their endurance is insane, and they'll cross entire mountain ranges just to find something to fight, kill, or devour. But it gets darker. In some Inuit stories, there are tales of wolverines harassing or even killing polar bears. Yes, actual polar bears. There's no real proof, no videos, no pictures, but just the fact that Arctic people who've lived alongside both animals for centuries still talk about it must mean there's some truth to it. And honestly, after watching what this beast does to everything else, I kinda believe them. Their Latin name, gulo gulo, literally means glutton, and they've earned it. They pretty much eat everything they come across, including teeth. This isn't your everyday animal. It's basically a demonic cold-weather berserker. Second to last, I've included a rather odd one out, the capybara. While the others are built for violence and absolute terror, the happy cappy is simply just a chill guy. This is the animal kingdom's most unbothered uncle. But just like the rest, they too seem to not give a single shit about anything. They even seem to ignore all their survival instincts on purpose. They've been seen more than once, chilling with hundreds of crocs. Even jaguars are of no concern to these chill, oversized rodents. I have yet to find a creature they don't vibe with. The closest I've come is this image of one trying to befriend a giraffe, but I'm not even sure the giraffe acknowledged its presence. Anyways, it's like they're actively trying to get eaten just to spice up their rather boring but chill life. And this reputation has basically made capybaras a living meme for the pinnacle of being chill. pretty much the poster child for good vibes. But here's the thing. That chill image, it's a little overstated. You see, capybaras aren't really these fearless Zen masters. They're just insanely social, and they rely heavily on numbers to stay alive. A capybara alone is a capybara in trouble. They survive by sticking together, staying constantly alert, and diving straight into water at the first sign of danger. But being a capybara in a capybara flock is actually kinda rough. They're surprisingly violent, and fights break out constantly, sometimes even leading to certain individuals being banished from the herd. And it's namely these lone, sad cappies out on the lookout for a new friend group that sometimes get confused and try to befriend all sorts of creatures, even predators. And yes, predators do in fact eat them, but that part rarely comes up. It's almost like some higher-ups in the government for some reason need people to believe they're these peaceful, magical creatures with the power to befriend pretty much anything. So no, they aren't just these chill, unbothered idiots. They're slaves to their own social instincts, and they're just really good at looking unbothered while always being 1 second away from noping into the river at the first sign of danger. If you're still here watching the video, then you're in for a treat, because obviously I saved the best for last. Namely, the bull-biting menace that is the honeybadger. This animal literally doesn't fear anything, and I mean anything. It's been recorded chasing off lions, hyenas, leopards. Pretty much no one wants that smoke, and for good reason. Its skin is unbelievably thick and rubbery, making it almost impossible for teeth or claws to get a clean grip. Even porcupine quills and venomous snake bites usually don't slow it down at all. If bitten by a goddamn black mamba, it might collapse briefly, but it will eventually wake up again with an ungodly hangover. Honey badgers also have one of the most brutal attack strategies in the animal kingdom. Not only do they go for all the normal weak points like the throat, face, and eyes, but what makes them truly terrifying for most predators is the fact that they often go straight for the family jewels. And there are actually documented cases of this happening from park rangers and locals. They're technically part of the weasel family, which already includes some of the boldest small carnivores on Earth. But the honey badger takes that to a different level. Its jaws can crush through turtle shells. Its claws can rip open a termite mound like paper. And it doesn't care if it gets stung, bitten, or ganged up on. It'll fight until someone gets their life subscription unsubscribed, and it usually isn't the badger. These animals have been observed taking on enemies several times their size and winning. Not because they're stronger, but because they just don't stop. They truly embody that infamous crackhead energy. And when they're not actively fighting the entire animal kingdom, they're breaking into beehives, tanking hundreds of stings to the face just to tear out the larvae and honey inside. Their reputation on the savannah is so infamous that cheetah cubs have literally evolved to look more like them, as it reduces the chance of predators messing with them. Which is just crazy to think about. Imagine having such a reputation that others evolve accordingly. That is pure aura. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to let me know in the comments, and maybe watch this one if you haven't already. See you on Thursday. Probably.